Wow, this is going to be extremely hard. I can already tell. So shout out to Wareheim for doing what he does, because this is going to be hard. So if there's any video problems, blame it on me. We're in.
Perfect.
Perfect. We got
What's up?
Georgie Ceballos,
How's it going?
Joey Jordan,
Salud.
Salud. And we got some exciting news. We got a new show, episode 7. This is back. This is the first episode of 2018.
Wow.
So we're in. And we're keeping this thing on track. We have...
Without Dad here. Chris is here.
Right. Dad, he really is. He's going to be a dad.
Wow.
Did you mean it like that or dad of the show?
Both. No, I definitely just want the show. But
yeah, no.
Good.
Oh, wait. Maybe I shouldn't. Whatever. Okay. Sorry. So, oh, wait. Let me just do this. Oh, so I'm talking right now, which means I would cut it to me. Okay. But now I'm not talking, in which case now it's on Jorge.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm making the cuts.
For the audio?
No.
For the video.
The video.
So
I
there's
think
separate cameras or?
No, there's just one. But anyways, it
Nice.
goes like back.
Really?
Yeah.
But TJ
Nice.
controls it, and he has ADD, and he's not gonna. It's gonna be ugly.
Horrible.
Right now it's just on Jorge.
Got it. But
I think if we're all talking, it should be on all of us.
See, if we had an intern again,
it would work.
It
So yeah,
would-
big
now
plans for the
hiring.
podcast.
big plans for the
Lots
podcast.
of commitment and scheduled
Scheduled.
podcasts going on.
Yes. So we're I think probably the biggest thing about 2018 is consistency. And you're going to get a show every week.
Yeah. Wow.
Joey will Skype in from... Where are you going to be, Joey?
Said location. Speaking about commitment here.
Thinking
And
about... Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know where the heck I'll be. That was, you know what's crazy is we first talked about this on like the first time
We
hung
met.
out. Yeah, we met.
The
We
first
came
day?
in-
Were you just spewing out like, I'm going to travel?
No, not the first day.
No,
it was when we podcasted. Our first podcast. That was like a year. That was
second
like
day.
September. And you just said, you're like, hey, dude, I just met you. Want to come on my podcast? I was like, whoa, this guy's...
Yo, real recognize real.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, all right,
Talent spotted.
here we go.
Right here on
Photo shoot.
Yeah, in the beginning, I was just talking about this trip that I was going to go on, where I was going to take a van. I didn't even have the van yet.
Sorry.
No, I didn't have the van yet, but I had this idea.
Yeah, you didn't.
No, that's how long ago that was. But I had this idea. I was going to take a van, drive across the world, and do like racing along the way. See what I can learn about different cultures by, sharing the common interest, breaking through language barriers with, the international language of horsepower. That was my idea.
Whoa, that was cool.
That was deep.
That was deep. The internet, that is.
That's true. Like you go around new people, you guys are like checking each other out, you look different, but then you guys are both like, ooh, fast car. And then all of a sudden you have a connection.
Right. It's like singing and then horsepower.
And then horsepower. But yeah. Anyways, that has since evolved. And now I put in my 2 weeks at Porsche. I have a week left. And I am going on this trip and I have everything all planned out. Got a big website. This is the big reveal. It's called Gas Half Full. That is going to be kind of basically just like a online TV show, basically. Not like a vlog, not like where I'm just talking about what I'm doing. Like it's going to be planned out a little more, I don't want to say professional, but like thought out and like with a plot and everything.
It's got a plot?
Kind of. I'm going to, little skits here and there. It's going to be a good fun time. If you like...
You good?
Go ahead.
But yeah, so
I'm listening.
I'm leaving February 16th. Gas half full.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's like in a week.
No.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm leaving all you suckers. February 16th. Gone.
Dang. That's pretty crazy stuff. I remember even when he told me, that was like, you're probably already pretty planned. Like, that was not long ago.
Yeah.
And it still felt like so far away. But mad props, bro. It's good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'd say like a good half of me is pretty committed. And since we're talking about commitment, but there's another half is like, what the hell
It hasn't sunk in.
are you doing? You're leaving a good job, good friends. Why would I want to leave this
The
behind?
best friends.
The bestest friends.
The best friends. But
Yeah.
here I go. Gas half full is underway.
Well, sometimes you just need to spread your wings a little bit, you know, and okay, this isn't working. I only have so much brain capacity.
I think you just put it on all three and just set it and forget it.
I'm going to figure it out. I'm learning right now.
Okay.
And you're going to see an obvious transition. Remember we were watching that video
Yeah.
where it was like taking him like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
And he finally learned the backwards bike?
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be. It's
That's
like
how
training your
Joey's
brain.
trip is going to be.
You think?
Yeah. So many different, like, drastically different cultures. Like, dramatically different.
Yeah. How you know what though? You really fit in. I think like you're able to kind of just like camo in,
Adapt.
be one of the people.
I'm a chameleon.
You're a chameleon.
I blend in.
Yeah, and like you surf, you know.
Yeah.
It's just love that.
Yeah, it's getting real. Like I did some training.
About surfing?
No, with a guy like who's like an expert in getting through, because I'm going through some tough areas. So he was like training me in like how to like deal with that and if I get in bad spots. And it started getting real. Like he's telling me about these situations. Like
How to not get kidnapped.
how
and
not to, if you get kidnapped, like how to break out of handcuffs, how to like kill someone with like a spoon, you know, like stuff like crazy stuff. He's a gnarly dude. But
Who's this guy?
Ed's Manifesto. Check him out on Instagram. He's got some gnarly stuff. He's a cool dude.
What?
Yeah.
That is the coolest name ever.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Ed's Manifesto.
Yeah, he has
wish
a
I would've
website,
thought of
but
that.
that's definitely his Instagram.
Have you
name.
thought about what your code name's going to be? Like, obviously not Joey Jordan. You got to
No.
be like the neck breaker or
No, I'm going.
Ed Manifesto. You got to beat
I'm
that.
thinking Joselito.
Fit right in.
Yeah, dude. I'm a Joselito, which just roughly translates to Little Joe.
Yeah, right.
So that'll be me.
Perfect.
Just, I don't know. Pretend I'm like a missionary or something.
Really?
But-
You think that will go well with like the van and stuff?
Let me ask you this: when someone comes knocking on your door and they want to talk about the Bible and Jesus, you're like, okay, have a good day, carry on. That's how I want to be treated when I go down there.
Right.
You know, like, hey, I'm here to spread the good word. Like, nothing against that, but like,
Well,
people
maybe you
usually
should-
like shooing that along.
Maybe you should definitely,
Read the Bible.
yeah,
Yeah,
Get on
spread
that.
the good word. Not lie about spreading the good word.
I know, but it's just I don't know. I got to start thinking about having a different identity and stuff. But
What? Really?
well, kind of. Well, just like an
alter ego.
Yeah, an alter ego. Not like, hi, I'm a really privileged white dude who had enough money to quit his job and go explore the world, and I'm like a surfer adventurer. Here's a bunch of expensive like.
I mean, I think you could pose as that.
that's what I'm gonna be.
It's a great
TJ.
idea. It's a great idea. You should do that.
Yeah, they would take advantage of that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So what's been like the hardest thing since you like initially, was it like getting the van and stuff, or has it been like now down the road?
oh man, I think I really feel like the hardest is yet to come, and it's probably when I'm gonna be like on my trip. We were talking about it a little earlier when I'm like stuck somewhere in the middle of the desert and I'm like on my own. I gotta go to the bathroom outside or something. I don't know. It hasn't really been all that hard. It's just actually, I guess the hardest part up to now has just been like committing to it. Because it's easy to talk about. It's easy to fantasize about it. Like, this has been a daydream of mine since I was a little kid.
Right. You're
But to
producing that
actually-
video today.
Yeah, I was trying to, yeah. But actually, like, going through with it, I don't know. It's kind of scary, but it hasn't hit me yet. So I don't know.
So when you go and you roll out to South America
Yes.
and you're rolling,
rolling.
what's your, like-
rolling?
what does your content planning schedule look like? I'm kidding. But
Lord.
like, what like actually though, what is like your, cause we talked a lot about this today as to like, oh, well, like what should we talk about on the podcast? We have so many things to talk about.
Right.
And like, what is your, in case people haven't listened to, any of the previous podcasts before, what's it like your synopsis of what you're telling people about what, like, are you showing them the culture, cars? What's you?
It's going to be like lifestyle. So like what we're going through day to day, but it's not going to be so much spoon fed to you. So it's not going to be like me with a camera pointing at me. I hope not, at least I still kind of figure out what I'm doing, but it's not gonna be me pointing the camera at me like, okay, we woke up at this beach and like I walked and I got some mango juice from this guy over there. And like, it's going to be done hopefully more artistically with like maybe some thought out skits, maybe some, just, I don't know, a little more, I don't know how exactly I'm going to tell it, but that's kind of how I'm going to be play the day by day. But I'm also going to, it's going to be me trying to figure out what I'm doing with my racing and learning what I can do, learning what I can see what I can learn from different cultures by exploring what other car culture they have.
Right.
Cars are just another form. It's another way to express yourself. So I think like clothing or like a music genre, like there's the car genre. So see what I can learn about these different car genres and what they're doing. But not only that, what's exciting, and hopefully some of you listeners can hop onto this, I want to have a bunch of fly-in guests come and join me, and we'll chase their niche, whatever it may be. Say Jorge is a beautiful pop singer, and that's all he wants to do, and he's
He's
up
got
and
a
coming.
great voice. I've heard it.
SoundCloud, check me out.
It's a growing account.
And he flies in
the bots
to Ecuador, and we go explore like what are the singers doing in Ecuador? Like what can Jorge gain from learning that? And maybe we put on like a little duet singing thing, and I try to sing a little bit. It'll be terrible, but just fun stuff. It'll be really fun. Good. It'll be funny.
I'll obviously come down there as a dancer, right?
Yeah.
Because of my dancing career.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't know about that, but
I believe.
Yeah, these guys are gonna come.
Thank you.
When you come,
I'm going March 1st.
Mazatlan,
Mexico. We're going
That's when
fishing.
I'm going then.
It's going to be a good time.
My first
time to get out of the comfort zone.
Are we going to like Tijuana first?
Before that, yeah, to send him off.
So pretty much just across the border.
Yeah, that's just to scoot him along.
Yeah,
and to plan some shout down the line. Are we announcing that right now? I don't think we should. Probably not.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I don't know.
Tijuana.
What are you talking
about? The shop. I'm just crazy.
Oh, I know what you're saying. That's still so far along, but yeah, we got plans to do stuff.
We'll hype it.
Yeah, we'll hype it when it comes. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited because we're gonna take the podcast to a whole nother level because it's gonna be in race cars.
Yeah, it's gonna be
We'll
good.
just leave it
and I
at
think
that.
this all just started because of Joey's.
Did you literally? That's you
ambition.
just got.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I get it. But yeah, like your idea of like getting out of your comfort zone got us thinking about like all this stuff. Like I hadn't thought about like racing, enduro racing and stuff, or like Thunder Hill or anything like that.
I wouldn't have done
honestly.
it without you.
Yeah,
honestly, and I love it. Like I love it in its own terrible way.
Embrace the
shit.
That
man.
was one of our first podcasts,
and I wish I could have kept the title so I could add boosted it, or just even post it. There was a lot of like just putting "embrace the shit" as a title, like that was the title name, and it wouldn't like, it wouldn't even go to my followers because it like even organically, just because it said "embrace the shit." Yeah, but it's I don't know,
such
it's
a good
like,
mentality.
Man, Facebook was just creatively not letting me express myself.
Yeah.
Ourselves. That was so cool. That's a great idea though. That was such a cool. It was like when we did the G2 launch, I think we told you about it.
Yeah.
When we were just like out in the pouring rain.
Complete misery.
But you find so much happiness in it, you know? And that's
like
where
you make a laughing situation out of it.
Yes.
That was honestly my favorite times at Porsche.
Yeah, I miss that. Yeah, and that's kind of what gas half full is. It's like an optimistic, play on words for car stuff. Because I'm gonna deal with some stuff. Like the car is gonna break down. We're gonna deal with some. Oh yeah, we're gonna be stuck somewhere. It's gonna be complete misery, and we're just gonna have to like make the best of it. Be optimistic.
Right.
Well, if that's like the impact you had on like me and TJ, just imagine like where you're going to take like all the way down your journey. Hopefully you're able to like capture some of that and
Yeah. I mean, I hope so.
maybe meet some people and then catch back up with them later on. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be rad.
Yeah, and you're gonna like, I don't know. Are you going down like? Was this van life idea? Was it part of like the minimalism thing too? Like just reducing?
Yeah, I mean, I always thought about like living out of a car, the freedom of just living out of a car before the craze for like the van life and the minimalizing came to be. But it's just like a perk of it. I totally get it why that's a craze right now. Because since I've been, I have lived out of the van for like an extended period of time, even working here at Porsche, and it's amazing.
Yeah,
like you just simplify, less clutter.
right.
You feel better about everything. So that's really cool. But I'm not. Yeah, that wasn't really like the driving thing. I didn't see someone with a van like, oh, that's what I want to do. It was always something like, I like driving. I like road trips. I have a lot of fun driving to the racetrack. That's like half the fun. I like
my God.
Yeah.
Have you heard Coast to Coast Radio?
No, what's that?
Knows,
Dude, Coast to Coast Radio, it's so awesome.
That was better than the race. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
What is it? A podcast?
It's a guy on the radio show. He's been on for how long?
Forever.
He talks about, he has these
late night
crazy people on the show that are like,
But it's
talking
road
about,
trips.
I was out there farming and this flying saucer came right over my head, sucked me up into their spacecraft. They were poking and prying at me. They're green heads, big eyes, big black eyes, saw into my soul.
These are real people.
And he's like, now, did they take you back to their planet? He's like,
yeah.
He's like, well, what's his name?
I forget it. There used to be a guy before him, but something happened to him. So this is the second guy. But yeah,
Aliens?
I mean, was.
Oh, just starts there. That's scratching the surface.
I just remember always going to the racetrack, like on these long, brutal, all night road trips. And it was just, you either were going to hate your life or you had to embrace it. And that was part of it. And like, when I look back on it, that was half the fun. So I knew like doing road trips and stuff like that, living on the road. And I guess the van life was just a product of, I don't know, what I always wanted to do.
Right.
Just a perk.
A perk.
Touching a little bit on like, well, we didn't really touch on it, but like the Baja 1000. But I feel like you're going to have a lot of experiences like that. My dad raced Baja, so he tells me like his stories.
Yeah.
And he used to do it single person, single seat. So like no co-pilot.
Wow. Yeah.
All the way. And when it was the ones that were the Peninsula run, what?
Do you normally do a co-pilot?
You normally do, yeah. He said it was like lonely for so long that he'd start like picturing things. But there's two things that he's like sure he saw. One is a dragon and the other is aliens down Baja at night. So like I wonder the type of stuff like you're gonna either see or imagine you see.
Do you think he saw?
He swears he saw a dragon.
A dragon
like that through the sand and aliens. So it's like
yeah, I totally get that.
And it was at night.
I think we've talked about this on our podcast before, and this is a mini trip that we used to do. That too, a mini trip that me and my family and friends used to do. And what really kind of got me like, okay, yeah, I can do this trip. I can live this lifestyle. But we used to race like the $500 cars. We were talking about, so yeah, basically get a $500 car, kind of like a Top Gear race. $500 car, first one to Cabo wins. And this stuff, and my friends would always get way too drunk to drive. So I was the only driver and it's me driving this car, and Baja roads are pretty gnarly for like, 25 hours straight. And it is so dark in Baja. There's nothing. And there's just these cactus. Like you start seeing shit. Like I was definitely hallucinating stuff. I just wrote it off to just pure exhaustion. But I can't imagine if I would, like, if you're racing the Baja 1000,
you're racing.
Your brain's just bleh. So
fried.
Yeah,
think about that.
I mean,
it's got to be crazy.
Oh my God.
I'm not saying, he probably did see aliens and a dragon. I'm just not, I don't know. That could be.
It's got to mess with you bad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, especially, I mean, how does that affect you if you really did see aliens and a dragon?
How do you explain it? Yeah.
Yeah. How do you go about living the rest of your life?
Right. You can't. It's never
you
the
can't.
same.
You shouldn't even continue. I don't know what you do. You go live with them.
Take me.
Go in the desert. You just frolic with them. I don't know. But, dude, like even the 25, like triple stinting, which like I think that's pretty normal, I guess, in endurance racing, although difficult. it becomes normal, it's so terrible.
Yeah.
Because I remember getting to the point where I literally did not care about anybody else on the track at all. Like I could just like
Like an LA traffic
if a car
driver.
goes by, just like
Flip them off.
yeah, like just because they're alive. Like they did nothing
Agony.
to me. Yes, agony. Like I'm just upset. And my
That sounds
my
like
butt
me
hurts
getting here through LA traffic.
through LA traffic. So it's just a constant state of like
Stress.
yeah, I don't even know, but like the thing is, you know when you're like you have like adrenaline going when you're racing?
Yeah.
That was all gone.
Like once that settles.
Once it settles and you're just driving and you're like, okay, the tires are so gone. They're bye-bye. And you're just so sliding and so letting everybody
Like,
pass all the
over
time.
it.
Yeah.
You are just over it times 20,000.
Oh my God. I can't imagine that because I've never done endurance.
It's-
I
it's-
can't picture that.
It was so upsetting. And like I thought, okay, like at the end of my second stint, I was like, your dad was coming over the radio, like, you know, hey, how do you feel about like a third stint? We might need you to do a third stint. Like, how are you feeling? And I was just like, what? And he's like, go again? And I'm like, yeah, I guess, like, shit. And he was like, so is that a yes? And I think I took a lap to like confirm. Like I did for sure. I took 1 or 2 laps. I was like, all right, whatever. I'll do
Yeah.
it.
See, that's where you got tested for embrace the shit right there.
Yeah.
Pure misery.
Well, I
No,
feel like
it-
that's going to be the story of your trip.
I know it's gonna be complete.
Times
But
1
even
million.
but even more.
Yeah. See, the viewers are like the show, whatever I make out of it. It's probably it might come off as a little glamorous, but I promise you, it's gonna be
Raw.
complete misery.
And I hope you
wait,
show
actually,
like all that stuff
I will
too. Like,
try,
I hope
yeah,
it's
I'll
How
transparent.
do you think this would come off as glamorous?
It does because it's like romantic. Like, oh, he quit his great job that he had. He left all his friends and family behind. Like, there's people who've done similar stuff, and you watch it comes off as being glamorous. Like
180
oh, wow.
degrees south. You had me watch that documentary.
Yeah, that was dope.
That kind of comes off as that was glamorous, kind
Yeah,
of. He
but-
sailed, right?
Yeah, he sailed, but it was
That's
like
kind of shitty too.
he
though,
was
isn't it?
following because the guys who invented Patagonia, they drove down in Patagonia in like the 70s.
They invented it, Patagonia.
The brand.
They
the
invented
brand.
the brand. They didn't invent
Not
the,
the mountains.
region.
They
Yeah,
made the
region.
mountains.
No, they made the brand after they went there and saw how like I don't know amazing it was. So they were like one of the OG like American people who could kind of venture off and do that. Now decent amount of people do that. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of misery, but also a lot of beautiful moments. I don't know. I'll try to get across how miserable I am. I'll be true.
That'll probably be like the most highlighting part of the series.
Yeah.
Like seeing how you navigate through.
The struggle.
Yeah, like because I know imagining me going down South America, like I couldn't do that on my own. I don't think
Yeah.
I would definitely
Not.
definitely be taken advantage of and like
Little blonde kid.
yeah.
Weddle.
There's no way. And I don't know. Just I feel like you're going to go through stretches where, I mean, I guess you're going to have a buddy going with you, but
For a little bit.
for a little bit. But like there's stretches where it's just
You.
nothing but you.
Yeah.
You could meditate.
You,
Definitely meditate. But
I'm trying to sell to people to come join me, like influential people. So like Obama, if you're listening to this, like Mariah Carey,
Elon
you're not
Musk.
really
Mariah
selling
Carey.
them. Yeah. You're not really selling them on this.
Who would be your
guys.
number
Here's the
one?
thing.
You're saying how miserable this is going to be, but like we got to tell them how great it's going to be.
But okay, they're going to be vastly disappointed if you do that. Here's honest to God, what you're getting out of this as the celeb shot. What are we calling it?
We
Fifth
don't
wheel?
know. Fifth wheel, celeb shot. What? No, something else.
The
We're gonna come up with a name with
freaky fly-in?
the freaky
something.
flying. We're coming up with a name for
The intern.
when someone.
Ben Affleck is coming.
Yeah, when someone an enthusiast of some other niche comes and joins me,
Right.
we're gonna have a name for that. We don't know what that is yet,
Okay, well,
but Mariah Carey, Obama.
Who would be your number one?
right.
No.
Pick one person.
Yo, isn't
One
her
person
career
to
like
spend
going?
a week. That was. She's
Wow.
been roasted twice on New Year's.
Yeah, dude, you're just
On
This
New
year-
Year's?
This year she got roasted again.
Oh, she didn't do good.
I don't know what happened, but something I remember seeing it like on trending on Twitter. It was
Oh.
like again Mariah Carey gets
Maybe they
roasted.
just. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not like making fun of her.
No.
I'm just she legitimately not this past New Year's, maybe she did again.
2
but
years ago,
she
butchered it,
performed
yeah.
like in Times Square and totally botched it.
this
No,
is her second
same again.
chance. She needs
No, but she's been doing this at like every performance she does.
but she needs like a hard reset and a culture shock of living out of a small space.
No pills.
With me and maybe one other smelly dude. Like that's what she needs, and that's what Gas Full is here.
So that's what
to
you're
provide.
selling her on.
Yeah, maybe.
good way
I
to
don't
sell
know.
it.
But I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of your question. It would probably be like someone who
Like Bear Grylls.
no.
Oh, I mean,
That
he would do great.
He'd be yeah.
Marshawn
fit in.
Lynch.
Show you. That's
Yeah,
the funniest
that'd be
one. I
funny
saw that
one.
the other day.
Maybe like someone who would really like Britney Spears. Like someone she would just be out there like having no idea what to do. I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming she's not really an outdoorsy person. Someone who just it
Watch her
wouldn't fit
email
them.
you right now. Like, how dare you? Like, I'm the most outdoorsy.
Yeah, she's like, I don't have a house actually.
Okay.
I live
in the
mountains.
woods.
My tree,
Maybe.
my home is a tree.
Yeah, I don't know. I want someone who's just
I'm a squirrel.
who is totally unprepared and just shocked by the reality of it.
Take
but actually
a-
comes off, they get a lot out of it.
Who do you think has the best chance of surviving in the wild? Me or TJ?
Oh,
Like
gosh.
full wild, like no supermarket, like hunt for your
That's
supplies.
a good question.
That is.
You guys should vote on this.
I guess we'll see in Mazatlan, won't we?
We
Honestly-
will.
Survival of the fittest.
Ah,
would it
man, I think I might have to go with Georgie.
I'm the one
What?
wearing camo right now. So.
Yeah, he's
Come
got
on,
camo
he's just
on.
selling you with the
no,
camo.
no, because here's the thing: you would get like lost in something. Like
Distracted.
you'd get like stoked on like some moss and how like
No, here's the thing.
you would
poisonous.
Here's the
Jorge would be like he would somehow
thing.
summon a helicopter.
Georgie would spend his time like, setting up and doing all the correct things. Meanwhile, I would literally be
Kill a
teaming.
beaver.
No, you'd be trying to kill the beaver. I'd be teaming up with the beaver, and like I'd ride in on my my deer and my mooses.
And be already in Patagonia. by
Become the
time I'm
nature.
leaving Tijuana.
I think we got to put it to the test. I think we got to leave you guys in the woods. We'll give you like a panic button when you're done, and we'll see who lasts the longest.
Here's what you need
Put
for
your-
the podcast.
do it.
Sit-ups
No, you do. You should do. You guys should do this.
For sure.
in Mazatlan.
No, we should have this for the podcast. You need to have a way to be like, thumbs up if you want us to do something or something like that. Like YouTube has that.
Okay, yeah.
And then if we do that, we'll do the challenge. Like something that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, so like
So people will
if
summon
we get
what we're gonna
1,000
do.
thumbs ups or likes, whatever
Shares.
this goes
What-
on.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, if it's on Twitter, 1,000 retweets.
That's a lot.
Yep.
What are we gonna do?
I mean, we need a lot if
Like
we're gonna go to
fight.
Mazatlan.
No,
and
we're going to Mazatlan, but
No,
it's
no.
what we're gonna do there.
be dropped in the wild for
Oh.
4 days on our own.
I don't think I think you could just do it in the woods here. Like it doesn't have to be Mazatlan.
Then it has to be Mazatlan. Has to be.
I don't think so. Just the wild.
There's jaguars in Mazatlan.
We're
So,
going to Mazatlan.
and there's like
survival's
there's
pretty-
not like service. So when you hit a panic button, like
I think panic.
panic buttons. Are
What kind of
for
panic
wussies,
buttons?
though.
Isn't
Okay.
panic like the staples? Oh no, that was easy.
or a distress call, so we would know to come.
Satellite radio.
Satellite. You
Get-
can get a satellite phone anywhere,
Okay.
right?
Are you taking one?
Except not on Earth.
Are
No,
you taking a satellite phone?
no, ran out of money.
Wait, aren't they like $200?
Yeah, it's a lot. That's like
That's a subscription
that's like
to
a half. That's like half.
Premiere
a,
Pro.
Yeah, that's also like a half a month of just food and all the other expenses.
Which is why you should check out his Patreon.
Oh yeah.
Leading into the next topic.
Right, Patreon. No, but
Honestly, I thought that was a really cool thing. I'd never seen that.
Yeah, it
the way
is
that
pretty
works
cool.
is actually pretty damn cool,
yeah, it is,
and it
and
makes sense.
it does for starving artists on the interwebs that are making great content.
Or like one of the good stories to explain Patreon is my dad was telling me about this, but I think he was like writing for like Wall Street Journal or New York Times, one of the big papers, and he was a sports columnist, and they were just really kind of controlling him in what he could say, what he could write about, and he just didn't like that. So he wanted to branch away and like do his own thing. But to support himself, he created the Patreon account, and so all his fans who really liked his writing started to support him and gave him like $1 a month, added that to that subscription. And now he's getting paid the same amount or more. I don't really know, but now he's making a living and he gets to write what he wants to write about.
Like,
so it's just kind of
filter.
Yeah. It's just supporting creators.
Yeah.
It's like
and in effect,
you should make one for this podcast.
Oh, I think I will.
What a great idea.
Well, what a great idea. We didn't talk about this. It's crazy. This is all new to me. I was just on about something about the wild, but I guess. Oh, okay. So we just said it. 1,000 retweets on Twitter.
And we'll go in the woods for 4 days.
With Jaguars.
No.
Just
until someone's done.
Hit the panic button?
Yeah.
Hold on.
You guys could survive. You could live the rest of your days.
That could be a really long time, actually.
That could be forever.
How are you going to
We're
know
both
who's gonna
race car
win?
drivers. We're
No,
both
I
determined.
guarantee you.
Yeah.
Not a good combo.
No.
I will bet a lot on that you guys couldn't make it a week with nothing on you. Like, there's no way.
Nothing?
Just a knife?
Do we get a flint?
Where are we going to draw the guidelines here? Like, what
A
else
flint.
do you want? A flint?
A Clint.
What is a flint?
You get...
I win.
What is a flint?
You get one item. You get the clothes on your back and one item.
A phone. I win.
No service.
No, you
No
can't
maps.
call for help. Yeah, you just...
You're not going to have
What
service,
would be
though.
your one item for survival?
Well,
For example.
I'm
Okay,
not-
hold on. Let's
I'm
all
not
think of
telling
ours.
you.
We'll all say it at the same time.
Okay. 3.
Hold on. Now I need to think. Ready.
Wait.
Where are we at, though? Where are we being posted at?
Yosemite.
Okay.
No, that's so stupid.
Random
There's
forest.
so many people there.
A random forest, you don't know where.
Okay, so, but like a piney forest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Piney? Not Mazatlan. What is the terrain of Mazatlan? Is it piney?
Tropical forest.
So a jungle.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
Tropical forest.
1. Ready?
Wait, what is it called? Oh, okay. Yeah.
You got yours?
Yeah.
Your van. No, you can't say that.
To
All right.
one
Item.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
A
Spear.
Leatherman.
What? What did you say?
A pot. What'd you say?
A Leatherman.
What is that?
It's the multi-purpose.
All right, let's all explain our
It's
thing.
got like all the things jam-packed into
multi-tool.
the thing.
Yes. Wow. I feel like that's not allowed, but it is.
It's
Yeah,
one thing.
It's kind of against the spirit.
It doesn't split.
You
It
could
makes
make a
sense
spear.
because
I guess it fits in with Mazatlan.
it's like a
That
knife
worked.
and a weapon, so I can like
It's
do
too
both.
big.
Isn't a
for
weapon a
knife.
knife?
What? Did we say no weapons?
No. You said a knife and a weapon.
Oh no, but I can use it for like cutting stuff up close or
Oh.
battling. Both. If
Right,
it was
that's
just
true.
like both. It seemed really smart in the 10 seconds we had.
It does.
Within the time period.
I
That's
think
debatable.
regionally speaking too, you'd probably be well off because I'd be stuck trying to like find a way to
Tie
tape
it
my
to a tree.
Leatherman,
Yeah.
not tape.
You
Anyways,
don't have tape. Or
Mine
rope.
was a pot.
rope. A
What is-
pot. What
is
do you
that?
mean?
Yeah, like for
Like
cooking.
or like a pan or whatever.
Oh, for
because
cooking?
no, because
Fish?
I'm thinking like what's gonna be my number one, like what's gonna be my first problem? That's gonna be water. Finding like water that I can drink or whatever. So if I get in a pot, I think I can start a fire. I've done it before, like without anything.
Something, yeah.
But like a big problem is like, okay, how do you boil the water to make it sterile? Boom, get a pot. You can also do other stuff with it. Cook things.
Can't you like get a coconut and would it survive the heat?
We said a pine forest. I don't know, but he said a pine forest.
Oh,
so-
I thought we were doing the Mazatlan thing. So I kept saying it's regionally
Oh, yeah.
accurate. But forget that. That sounds idiotic. Like 30 seconds ago, I was like, what's this guy on about?
Oh, good times.
So
So what
I
if
don't know.
like right now that you're on the hunt for an intern, FYI for all the viewers.
Project O2 intern. Yeah. Yeah.
What if, as part of the perk for being an intern, they get forced to go to a Joey for like 2 days?
Yes.
and learn.
Is it a reward or a punishment, sir?
A bit of both.
Well, it depends on like who your celeb shots,
Be like,
like
you have
what they say.
all expenses paid trip to the jungle.
Like dress it up, like Patagonia, like right? Like it's awesome.
Give me something.
It's so dope.
Reaction.
Yeah, I'm looking for something here.
We'd love to take an intern. We could teach him interny things.
Interny things.
Yeah.
Gotta use a pod.
Honestly though, like when you come out of college, you're not learning about all this like very like nuanced ways of creating content, being true. Like, I guess you can't teach somebody to be true to their artistic vision, but you can tell them to be.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, stop like being a slave to the game, yo.
That's true about anything, though. Like,
right, if you just tell them.
it's hard to stay true to anything. Like,
True.
what your career is, what your path is,
What the
you think it
podcast is.
Yeah, you'll always venture.
Right.
There's always like bias, and you'll venture
Right.
what was true to you. So not this podcast though, because we're gonna use what's that called?
What?
The
An
website.
intern?
No, the crowdfunding.
Patreon.
So we can stay
True.
to
Totally.
the channel.
True to the channel. No, and that's what that's why we're talking about this, is to like, I guess encourage the, just stay in whatever your niche is, whatever, that like what you did is very admirable because you're
Insane,
going
yeah.
through so
It's nuts.
much.
Yeah, I'm pretty ignorant to that. I haven't thought that much about it. So
I haven't really either because it scares me. I'm going to miss you. But it's like, wow, that's like such, like if I actually like sat down and like spent 5 minutes thinking about, all right, what are my next steps? What does TJ going down to South America by himself in a van look like? It gets pretty scary, like pretty quickly. So for that, good on you.
That'll be okay. I'm excited though. I'm excited to see. I don't know. I've seen a lot of cool like racing down there, and I'm just interested because we've been talking a lot about like how in the States, what interests people and what doesn't interest people, and like why racing is kind of like. We feel like it might be dying, how we can make it better in the States. But you go to Latin America, it's alive and well. Like that's one of like, you got soccer and you got F1, you got racing.
Yeah.
So maybe, this could be a little research project. Like, why is it,
Why do you think, Georgie, do you know, like, why?
Yeah, you're Latin American.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, do you know why, they are so passionate about their
With
racing?
little money.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of leads into what we were talking about earlier about what perception racing has within people in the U.S.
Right.
And everyone we know in racing, and I don't think it's like you think like all these Latin American countries. I don't think it's just F1. They're really passionate about any racing.
Right.
Like you think about like any driver in the U.S. and they all aspire to like things that are pretty high up, like F1 or IndyCar. That's like all there is. You don't do that, you didn't make it. That's all there is to it. And you go to like other countries, they have their own like TC 2000, like Mexican endurance racing, all this stuff that you can do on a normal budget, like on a, not anyone, but a majority of people that are well off can afford it.
Yeah.
So it's just, they don't aspire to ridiculous things. So everybody's not let down and it's not like so unachievable.
Right.
People can just take their cars and do cool stuff and race, whether it's rallycross or it's.
And they're
I think it's just different goals within it. Like they don't do it for the hype or the fame or the.
Yeah.
They do it for the passion of the sport, and I think that's what like, within our friend group and like the racing group, we've kind of seen it's lacking big time.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to like, make it to IndyCar and all the stress of IndyCar, which I am the same. That was my goal.
Yeah.
And I could right now have the option race like other stuff, or. Which I'd almost rather like, I don't see, like, I still aspire for IndyCar, which is strange, like the big leagues.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that's it. People find enjoyment from like
the grassroots level.
The grassroots, yeah. They really appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. And like within the drivers, like that's totally, we shoot for the big stuff and that might be true. But really just even with the fans in Latin America, because
they are fans of Formula One too. That's,
So though,
right.
Like of course they're gonna watch it, but you go to like any given race, like go to Brazil, go to like what's the stock car series called? Those things are huge. Go to Argentina, go to like TC 2000 where Lopez came from. Now he's in WTCC, but
right.
They're like 40 car fields, like huge crowds. People are able to make a living from national racing, like
wow,
not junk, but cheap cars, like inexpensive cars, and it's pretty cool. Even in Mexico, you have that. You got a lot of championships, which
And we talk about like I don't know I guess we're all shooting for IndyCar. That's the big one, but like that's not well followed. Like that's what I was talking about today.
But that's because it's so unachievable for the regular person.
Do you think that's it though? Like what about in the 70s? That was unachievable to most then.
I think here's what I was trying to get at too, because this is a big difference. Is I think if you look at like the general public, or even like, because you go to like Brazil and these people are living like favelas, really, they're in the poverty. Like they don't, they're fighting for tequila going down there a little sideways.
The coffee.
But yeah, okay, so you look at our like lower class, minorities and stuff. They usually they're distracting me. The lower class minorities in America, they might look down on racing. We were talking about this because we're looked at. Oh, that's just like a privileged sport. That's like what privileged like white people do who are rich, right? Okay.
I'm listening.
But you go, in Latin American countries, like the poor people and the people who are like the working class people, they like the race. They like racing. They love it. They don't look at it as it's just like, oh, that's just what rich snobs do, which I think that's what they do in the States. I don't know why that's a big difference versus,
Well, it's an accurate generalization, I guess. Right? Yeah. That's why. I mean, for the most part, that's what you're getting. Like in like North American.
But how could we get everyone more excited about racing in the States?
Just because Georgie said, like, you got guys that are racing on like very, very thin budgets, but they're making it. And so everybody kind of feels, I guess, like they're a part of the sport.
Yeah, like
too.
Could you race here for a $15,000 budget and feel like a race car driver? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No way.
Right. Yeah.
It depends on what your goals are. If you just started, like that could be, for some
Yeah,
people.
but could you race like a championship and like race wheel to wheel, banging wheels, like with solid drivers
and super like competitive?
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, you kind of go to like the Midwest. You can go to some sprint car races, and you don't get like the. Well, maybe you do actually. I'm not sure, but I think you get people that go to the races for passion, and they don't see them as like spoiled brats or like.
Right.
They see them as race car, as like gladiators.
Yeah,
Junior.
The good old boys.
like that. But I think it's a little bit different, and I think similar to that is kind of what you see down in South.
Yeah, I guess I kind of feel this though, but open wheel racing is a little douchey.
Thank you.
Yeah, right? Like you've been around us for too long, just itching, chomping at the bit to say this. Like you guys don't see it?
It's a beautiful sport.
It is. That's a thing. That's
the
thing. Like I don't know how else to say it. Like it does look that way with the hair.
It's like the ultimate,
but that's just you. With the hair, that's just you.
No. The real one though is like the coiffed hair. When you do the coiffed hair, like a real like just perfect.
Isn't that not what he does?
No.
What about this one?
Messed up. Mine's messed up all the time.
Okay.
The fro.
That's how I stay away.
So who are the IndyCar drivers with bad hair? Let's see. Let's bust this myth right here.
Does it matter at all? With bad hair?
See. Dario. Good hair.
Great hair.
Castroneves, great hair.
Well,
it's kind of
slick
gone,
back.
Super slick.
That's
Newgarden, great hair.
He's got great hair.
Who else?
Dixie.
Kanan.
Great hair from Dixie.
Great hair.
It's amazing.
Ed Jones.
Newcomer. Benefit of the doubt. He hasn't grown it up.
Yeah, he's got to grow the dew. Who else you got?
I don't know.
Is there anyone with a fro?
Chilton.
Let's see.
What about Chilton?
Chilton's got good hair.
He's got good hair.
Yeah, good set of wags.
Anybody with a fro, are you asking?
Yeah.
Anyone with a mullet?
Like
if you had one.
Do you think Boris said would have been successful with the better hair?
No, he's like 6'6".
Oh.
I think it was the hair that was preventing him.
Oh. I know one. The guy from Talladega Nights.
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby. Successful racing career.
Good hair.
Curly hair. No. He doesn't have like the, what do you call it? The mane. He's got curly hair.
Who?
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
He's got a fro.
But Boris said had a fro, and I would argue a successful career.
But not IndyCar.
Yeah.
Not Formula Car.
Did he?
That's
wait, didn't he race
pinnacle? But like
Formula cars though?
No, but we're saying that IndyCar drivers have to have good hair.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Got you.
It's fulfilling this,
The douche.
Yeah.
this prophecy set in front of.
You know why Formula cars are for douches? It's because it's like
Oh,
it's the
yeah.
fastest of the fast. Like I gotta be the best of the best. And yeah, you know that's
Okay.
Well, we'd be in
Yes.
drag racing if that was true. Those are the real
No,
douches.
If we're gonna be real.
you just lost all your drag
Yeah,
racing
all the
fans.
drag racing fans are like, all right, these guys are assholes.
All right, I'm out.
Gave
I'm
us
just kidding. I
no
love you guys.
chance.
You guys are the real ones.
No, that's more like an engineering feat, you know, because it's. I mean, it takes some reaction skills, but it's more like who can build the. Really
We should
fast
get a
car.
drag racer on because I honestly don't understand the sport. They're loud and it is an engineering feat, but from the driver's perspective, they still do feel like they're a driver. So there's got to be something there, but maybe they just haven't done open wheel racing or any kind of racing other than that.
Right.
That's where I'm like, let's talk.
That'd
So
be good.
if you're a drag racer, yeah, I'd love to have you on the show. Come to the address at,
Might reach
Not
out to
gonna do
someone.
that.
Definitely Facebook it up.
yeah,
Try to find someone.
because that'd be cool.
You
I
know
think-
who's like the
like John
epitome of
Force.
this too? Not the epitome. The exception.
Mm-hmm.
Off-road racers. Those guys are raw, and there's a lot of them in the U.S. They're like true racers. They're there for the suffering. They don't care where they finish. Well,
It's like a
some of them
Robbie
do,
Gordon.
But they're
They're
not,
like
they're not making money.
no, they're there for the good
Robbie
time.
Gordon is.
Honestly, But-
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you're thinking of like the 1% there. There's so
Oh,
many
the-
off-road racers. Like
Right. No, he's like,
You're just
the-
doing it for the
Americans,
heart
there's a
and
lot
passion,
that
yeah.
are just they go head over heels for it.
I think in America there's just way too many forms of racing. There's like way too many little. I mean, you got your drag racing, you got your oval racing, dirt oval racing, you got your rallying, you got road racing and sports cars. You got your open wheel. Like man, if
why did that happen? Why did that happen?
'Cause
Why didn't that happen in Europe? Why didn't they fall in love with ovals? Why did that happen in the United States?
freaking bootlegging?
Were they going only in
I
circles?
think that's a question for our founding fathers, though, isn't it? Gotta get them on the show.
Right. Obviously. I don't know. Okay, like Formula One stuck, obviously.
Yeah.
Right?
In the
That was-
US?
No,
Or
no,
Europe?
in Europe. Why didn't the Indy 500
Manufacturers. It's got to be it.
You think?
Manufacturers are pushing different series in the U.S. So the media.
But how does
spreads
an
different
oval
series.
even apply to
To what?
manufacturer?
Well, it
It's
does.
not like
Stock car
anybody-
racing was what built oval racing. So like
Right.
stock car racing was driving what you see on the road, and then manufacturers got behind it, and then the media got behind it because they're
But how do you justify you're driving around like in a circle?
it's
You
like
are.
stadium. I think it makes sense from like a pre-TV era.
Okay, but like from that perspective, yes. But
They
from
start
a
out drag racing, and then they put a turn, another turn. You know.
and they just were like, well, it'd be easier if they just came back where they like started pretty quickly.
Think about like when there was no infrastructure and they had to build some sort of track where people could see. It
Yeah.
makes sense.
And they're like, nah,
circle.
why would you like
Circle.
go the other
Figure
way?
8? Nah, circle.
You know, in America, we have so many sports and so many stadiums. You know what the biggest stadium is, where you get the biggest crowds?
Daytona.
No.
Coliseum.
Bristol.
Really?
Bristol's the biggest.
It's the biggest?
Yeah.
Dang.
Like
It's the
bigger than
biggest
the
stadium.
Rose Bowl?
Yes, way bigger.
Really?
There's
I guess because it's
there's
like,
like 10 college stadiums that are bigger than the Rose Bowl too. So that's
ignorant.
There's no doubting how big.
But I was
NASCAR
just
is,
saying
too.
one that is known to be big.
yeah. No, yeah. It's like
I don't know like
It's huge.
Michigan Stadium name.
Bristol's.
What is it?
Bristol's huge. That's the biggest college one though. I don't know the big house.
Nailed it.
I think they call it the big house. But anyways,
That looks
yeah.
so cool though. Those, by the way, like I would love to go to a Michigan game. Just because like I'm not a fan at all.
Yeah.
But like Michigan
hype.
versus like Ohio State. And it's just like the insanity of college football games
for sure.
with that many people packed in. Like they're just so passionate about this game that hardly kind of matters.
Right.
You know, but you got Harbaugh on the sidelines with his club
Screaming.
masters and it's cool. It's a cool setting. Anyways.
Yeah.
Um
But I think, okay, one thing I want to touch on. You two kids grew up always wanting to go to IndyCar. But that's not how all racers are. I never really wanted.
all of them are.
No. Because growing up, like me and like the racers I was talking to, like we didn't really aspire to go to IndyCar at all. Like if you would have asked me when I was a kid, when I like first started thinking about racing cars and stuff, I guess it's, I was like, I would have rather gone to NASCAR than done IndyCar. at that point in my life.
Yeah,
and I wanted to go
get
do
that.
like Le Mans and stuff. So it's not like the only.
Yeah, no,
There's
I
too
understand.
many.
But you know what it is too, though. I started in karting.
Yeah, no.
So karting, I did like road tax. What's the prize for that? Go to the Skip Barber shootout.
That's your
What's the
path.
prize for winning that? IndyCar. Like
Right.
the end goal. So it's like every single thing was because I didn't know my parents didn't do like road racing.
Right.
They did Baja.
Yeah.
So as well, like whatever I would have seen kind of would have shaped it, and
Right.
it just felt like it
That was
led
the move.
towards IndyCar. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I didn't get any invitations to like shootouts for NASCAR. It was all like open wheel, whether it was like there was like several different ones going on, but like
Yeah.
every championship had like go to Europe,
Yeah.
win this, go to Europe, do a test in a Formula Renault, something
Yeah.
like that. So I think that's
That
like
makes
why
sense.
Yeah,
at
for
least
sure.
California.
I think it's and karting really. But I remember specifically thinking there was about half of the people that I raced with that all wanted to go, probably even more than half, that wanted to go like the NASCAR stock
Right.
car route.
Yeah, for
And I
sure.
didn't get it like at all. I was so confused.
It's got to
like-
be like well, you're not from LA, San Diego area. You're from North.
Yeah, and it was like Stockton 99.
They do a lot of
Speedway.
like the stock car stuff.
Yeah, and even right by Dixon,
Yeah.
they have that Argyle, right?
Yeah.
And they do the dirt modified stuff. And it was like, but I don't know. It's like,
But that's why Region 7, which is the southern region, was so much stronger than yours.
oh yeah.
What up? Shots
What
fired.
up? Talking shit on the podcast. You think? Wait. No, that's totally true.
Region 7 was strong. You guys were stronger for like
No.
outlaws and like sprint cars.
Oh, I didn't do that.
No, I know, but like the stigma was.
For
like,
sure.
I remember the guys from here were going up there to do stock cars. Like
Oh, really?
Stockton and stuff. Yeah, I remember that. Like Lupton and stuff went up there. And now they're.
Wait, what? Who? Lupton?
Yeah.
He didn't. He was NorCal boy though.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I
well,
think
he
so.
always raced Region 7, so I thought he was from down here. But I remember seeing his name pop up.
I think
up there.
I think he started going down. I don't know. Honestly, I don't really
Oh.
know what he.
I remember racing with him
Anyways.
and karting, and then I saw him move into NASCAR. So I kind of assumed.
You opened up a wormhole here.
No, it's good.
Bubonic plague.
Yeah, is
Spreading.
IndyCar. But like, I think it's probably where you like if you go into a spec Miata path, I think you're kind of
You'll be
Actually,
exposed.
setting your experiential.
No, the thing is, because I did quarter midgets
What are
for like
those?
a couple of years.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the path. That's like the go-kart version of NASCAR.
Right, yeah.
So they're like,
So you're kind of set up for
I guess it was set up for that.
yeah.
I never got like super serious into it because I was in this, like I was doing on the side around football and other sports.
Right.
Yeah, I was doing that. So I guess that's what all those kids wanted to do is go to NASCAR. But I think I wanted to do NASCAR watching all the racing before when I was like really young. Before when I saw it, I was like, oh, NASCAR. And that's why I was like, okay, I'll put you in quarter midgets.
Right.
Like he could put me in go-karts, but he put me in that.
Huh.
I think I was just like, I was the type of kid like fire, flames, crash, rah, yeah.
Hype.
Hype.
Blood.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of hype.
LTD.
LTD. You're the perfect LTD sponsored athlete.
LTD, live the dream.
I live the dream.
Yeah,
You wanna-
my also thing was Adrian Fernandez. So being Mexican, he was the only guy.
Yeah.
So that was actually probably bigger than being influenced.
Right.
So I don't know for you too. It was like someone you're a fan of.
Yeah, that could definitely help. That could definitely help. I mean, I grew up like loving Schumacher in Formula One. You know, I just liked open wheel cars. I don't know at what point I decided to be the douchery.
What's like the first
right? Like
big car you remember?
Like I'm sorry.
Like
the
like
big
a 2001 champ car or something? Or
the pretty much at like the same moment, it was like Bobby Rahaal's IndyCar. Right? It was a
what
champ
was
car.
it? I remember Montoya's one with the lightning bolts. I don't know why that one's like
The Target one?
very, Yeah,
because he won the
very
championship
representative.
like his rookie year.
I don't even know if he won it, but that car, I remember
Yo.
it so well.
He's so badass. Like he won
Everything.
his rookie year. He was on like Chip Ganassi.
It's insane.
Juan Pablo.
Juan Pablo.
I'm going to find the next Juan Pablo.
And you're gonna bring him up
On
for-
your
That'd be
quest.
really cool.
There's
Remember
no
we were
way.
talking
I'd
about the
rather-
one that
I'd bring
David
myself
Ortiz
up
is
before I did
training?
that. Yeah,
Or what if you
exactly.
find the next Juan Pablo, talk him into quitting racing and coming with you on the van?
Yo, and then he'll just get in like baseball or something.
Yeah,
and
no, yeah. I'm-
Save a lot of
go where the
money.
money's at.
I'm a huge Padre fan, I'm definitely going to be finding some future
Cultivating.
Padres. Yeah, for sure. Venezuela, I'm going. I'm coming for some Padres.
New
I'm
scout.
handing out some like Solarte jerseys, and yeah, it's gonna be good.
This is what we talked about. I don't know if I've talked to you about it, but definitely talked to Joey about it. And I mentioned on the podcast, but it was just at the very end, and I wanted to like delve into it more. But the you love your Padres.
Yeah,
You love your regional, like
local sports,
the local sport,
local athletes too.
local athletes.
And the Olympics is gonna be.
But it doesn't matter if they grow up in San Diego, right? As long as they are now playing for,
Yeah, depends on the sport.
they have an allegiance for that team now.
Sean White, Carlsbad, represent.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
Dang.
Wow, you get a lot of snow there.
Tony Hawk,
Good place to
Bob
snowboard.
Bob Burnquist,
No wonder he's so good.
Rob Machado.
Well,
So if you're like an individual sport, then yeah, you got to kind of be from the area. But yeah, team sport that represents the area,
The
that
area.
I resonate with,
yeah.
then yes, yeah, you could be from wherever.
So I was saying that having this racing series where, have I talked to you about this?
Maybe.
It's like it's a team sport. So every racetrack has a team with like, 2 cars or whatever. And it's like Sonoma's team. So it'd be like the San Francisco 49ers, whatever team that is.
We'll be the San Diego IPAs, and we'll kick NorCal's ass.
Whatever track
like-
you nice.
So you play at your home stadium sometimes.
yes.
Just a high five.
I thought you were showing like
no.
the physics of the car.
We're on a
It's
team.
this big.
It's this big.
We're
yeah.
racing from NorCal, whatever. So that's the
Good
thing.
luck
We're like
at
the region.
Sonoma. If
Got
you're,
it.
We have
I-
like
I'm
3 car
clicking
teams.
with it.
Yeah, and we have
What
like
track do you have? I'm sorry, like where?
Qualcomm Stadium parking lot.
Yeah, great. I know you're.
Let's go.
It's like
no, technically
cone track.
Technically, Chuckwalla is in our region.
Oh, that's
But
a
also,
great. That was such a good comeback. That was great. Love that. Chuck
Great-
Walla.
great comeback.
That was amazing. You got me. No, Chuck Walla, that's perfect.
Chuck
you could
Walla.
totally create a town around that.
But also,
It's going to be the new Coachella.
I mean, we had so many
Street
tracks. There
circuit.
used to be a track in Carlsbad. There's
El Cajon.
a track. No, what was that track that was in the airport? My parents always talk about it.
LB?
No, it was in San Diego. It's like on the other side.
Oh,
of the
LB.
On your way to Mexicali.
Duh. It's Long Beach.
No, it's not Long Beach. That's not. San
No, I'm saying though, for now.
Oh yeah, like the LA, like San Diego region. I don't want to be with.
Yeah, LA. Okay, you're right.
We'll build ourselves.
Ensenada.
Yeah, Ensenada.
Point being, so
You can already see the heat and the passion behind
see,
it.
So much
people
better.
have this natural tendency to like their tribe,
Right.
tribe mentality, and everybody has this, and so it's innate that people naturally represent, whether they like the sport or not. It's just
Definitely.
I like the area, so I'm going to root for all of it.
Yeah.
You put racing, lump it into that category. I think right now there's a big disconnect because
Yeah.
of IndyCar.
Can't
It's-
relate.
Yeah, they can't relate. All the drivers are from Europe, but that sport was grown up in good old Indiana.
American race.
American racing, and it's not that anymore. It really isn't, if we're honest. Like, it will never be that.
Yeah.
So you have to take it and make it this tribe mentality sport, and then you get like the Wisconsinites, or Wisconsinians. Which one is it? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Cheeseheads.
The cheeseheads.
What about like Formula SAE? Hasn't picked up at all. College racing.
Right, but it's not really you're racing on like cone tracks all the time.
Yeah, but at all. Like
It's
zero.
There's no
growth.
hype. Like, as a racer, you want to be racing in it. I don't like want to
Wanna
race
that.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
what
for
is
sure.
that? It's got to be like a legit car. It's got to be a legit car. Yeah, I was
Race of
saying open wheel.
champions.
Yeah, but that's like a one-off thing. This has got to be proper.
I mean, my thing is, it's like the Olympics that are coming up. Like, do you ever follow bobsledding? No. But you see that American flag on the
course, yeah,
bobsled,
no, I
and
agree
you're
with
like,
you for
Now
sure.
you
let's
are.
go, let's go.
Let's
Same
go.
thing.
Who do we got?
We're experts on this.
Yeah, like-
What dimensions are
Yeah,
the skates
exactly.
on
and
that
then
thing? Like,
everybody does like the big profiles on those 4 guys that are on the bobsledder too, or whatever.
Yeah.
For sure.
And all about their past and their families and where they're from. They're from Idaho and they've
Insert
been
sad
training for
video.
this. Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
how
it's
that's
like-
how it's got to be for racing, and you
Yeah.
just got to attach your like. New England has the best fan base for sports. They're so loyal.
Yes.
Imagine like a New England.
Then
like,
Boston Grand Prix would stick.
Yeah, exactly.
If there was a team for that would totally suck.
and then the
so
Boston,
sick.
like Boston goes and races in like New York or New Jersey,
Right.
and then they're like,
It'd be like-
get the. All of a sudden, you have a dog in the fight.
But
It
the
would be
thing
like
is,
head-to-heads, like
it's
New York versus Boston.
if
or
there's a
would it be
big
like
fight, yes.
everyone in it.
Everyone.
California. New
Everyone
York.
comes to that location. So that's what's different about like the NFL is it's just,
Right.
location versus location. It's everybody going to your location.
Have you seen the new like NASCAR style races where it's like every Toyota's pitting and then they're gonna get their own draft? Have you seen that?
No.
Okay, well, if you watch a NASCAR race right now, watch a super stadium race, a super speedway race. They're like pack racing, and like every Toyota organizes to pit in a couple laps early. So then they'll leave the Chevys spread out, and they'll leave in a pack and draft back up to them. And when they pit, they all pass. So it's like, what if that was like California versus Nevada, and it was like
awesome.
12 Californias versus 12 like Nevadas, and it was like strategies. It's actually
California
pretty
dominate.
crazy racing when they do like the big strategies on the super speedways.
Yeah.
Because it's like, are the Toyotas going to come down? And then it's like every Toyota, like the guys on the outside trying to get to the inside so they can duck in the pit lane. It's
And
like pretty nuts.
it could come down to like overall, like, like different leagues and like the West Coast League,
That's pretty
right?
cool.
And so like it would come down to like, oh, I'm going to draft with the West Coast League or not the West Coast League because we're in like a playoff berth situation. And so like I'm fighting for a playoff berth. This
We're
guy,
so
I'm
into
gonna get.
this right now.
Yeah.
We got to cancel your trip.
you got to do this.
I can already make. I'm gonna just
Champ Car Cars doing this. Come on.
I'm just thinking of Vegas and like. how
It's
we
got to
could
be
just
like
bet on it.
not
but-
Champ Car cars. It's got to
Like
be
V8
like
V8 supercars.
No, it's got to be like Ford KAs. Like
No, I think it's got to
stock
be
Mini Coopers.
if you could make a Formula car like an Indy car. Like I'm talking about like a different, not Indy car, like A1GP.
yeah.
But just more cost effective.
Make it-
and less like shiny parts.
Make it like British touring car. That has.
It could be like British touring car
best
too.
darn
I think it could go
racing.
either way.
It's pretty good, yeah.
You gotta grind on each other. Bump and grind.
Do you mind?
But yo,
I mean-
California, Texas, Florida, those are gonna be the dominant states, guaranteed.
What about like a North
Because we
Dakota?
can-
that
no.
comes-
What about Alaska?
they dominate.
Listen,
Alaska wins first
Nobody can
race.
adjust to the time zone shifts.
because
Or
we
when
can,
we have to go race there in Alaska,
who
Nobody
can
can
test
deal.
year round?
tire spikes.
The race is at 3 a.m. during the summer.
Who can test year round?
Alaska.
No,
No, they can't. It's dark
Like,
the whole time.
California.
That's why like football, baseball, and like those sports.
That's true.
California, Texas, Florida, they dominate like all
But
the.
what
national
if the
championships
race in North Dakota?
is in the snow?
Yeah,
That'd be rad.
right? Like it's totally locational too, and it's not like, oh, it's snowing, we can't race.
Like football.
No,
like,
this is
they
what we
take it
planned
to-
on.
Yeah, like Green Bay, they like and New England, they purposefully are like, yo,
They bank on that.
we're
What if-
playing in the ice.
Yo, what if like you know how Formula One you're only allowed to change your gearing once in the year?
Yeah.
What if you're not allowed to change your gearing? You have to have it set for your home track.
Yeah.
You get to design your own track and nobody can see it till they're there. So you have a big home
Oh
advantage.
man.
That'd be.
But then
Well, like,
you'd
but
have to
the
find
thing
you
is-
can't just tune it for your track, so you're
Yeah.
gonna suck everywhere else. You gotta
But
like
Yeah,
right, you got to make
compromise.
the compromise. But like
but you'd win at your track.
to start though, you wouldn't be making new track like a like NorCal, like the San Francisco 49er
Use your
racers
streets
would
to
be,
make your track.
Well, Sonoma. You'd use Sonoma.
They race at Coronado Island.
They did. They used to.
They did the
Canceled
MX5
it.
Cup, right?
They canceled it now. It's
But they
off.
used to.
They
See,
used to,
there's
yeah.
there's ways we can make it happen.
Dude,
but
a street
again-
course. You design your street course.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
just only one roundabout
Right
the whole
through
time. Like roundabout.
Yeah,
The
just
whole race.
set up the camera like
Like the Mexico roundabout, then Sonata. Or no, you
Yeah.
didn't see the Tijuana ones actually. But
I
they're
saw it
just
on
like
film.
that off camber,
Yeah.
like 10 degrees off camber.
that's awesome.
So like ultra high ride heights.
Yeah.
This would be rad. So
It'd
how
be
do we
super
start it?
cool.
We don't have, how do we start
I
it?
don't think
Oh,
it's
we
about.
need to use the crowdfunding.
Yeah, it's something.
You guys want
It's
to see
like
us go further?
the thing is like yeah, like Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon us. $1,000 will keep it going.
I don't know what we're calling this, but it's just like it's team sport racing. You can bring this to every location.
Yeah.
Any like you can have the track back it, like create their own team.
Yeah.
And
What if
here's,
like at the
idea.
beginning of the weekend, there's like a big hat, like a big raffle that everybody participates in. And it's like, and number 1, you're now the driver. Number 2, mechanic. Number 3, engineer.
like you got to learn how to be this.
everybody gets like there's a team of 30 on like the California team.
God.
I feel like I'd
there's,
be
like-
good at that.
Yeah.
I can do
I
like,
Like
definitely
you're
would.
tire guy, you're driving.
Like good luck.
yo, why isn't there racing in the Olympics?
But what if there's like a draft too? I know.
I think logistically it's too difficult
Is it though?
to get it in. Yeah,
Logistically?
yeah.
Isn't logistics already like ridiculous?
For racing,
No, for the Olympics.
What? Yeah, just
Yeah,
make,
but they
a
can like
series.
share arenas for different sports. They can like, I think, in itself having like a big race event is logistically really hard. Imagine piling that onto the Olympics and onto the Olympic calendar.
Right.
I think
It'd be really
awesome.
difficult.
I think that would, I don't know. Like if
Like-
you had like a World Cup
yeah.
or an Olympics type of situation,
For sure, yeah.
where it's like internationally, just like we're talking about, but internationally, it's like the American team versus, that would be.
Yeah, like have Race of Champions, but to put Race of Champions like in the Olympics, it'd need its own stadium, kind of like it's gonna need to be one of the headliners, almost.
Yeah.
It's gonna need to be the headliner of the Olympics,
Right.
and who knows if it's.
I wonder why it's not like considered. Is it?
I'm
Fundamentally,
sure it is.
is it not
People
considered
consider it.
as a sport though?
I'm sure it is considered.
No, people
like,
have considered
But
it.
sporty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because like you can look
for
at some
sure.
of the athletes and be like,
There's
well, they
figure
don't like
skating.
they can't run like
yeah, but say that
the 100
about
meters
curling.
in 10 seconds.
Yeah, but curling. What's the one where they go with the
maybe
little
they have
broom?
big
That's
biceps.
What?
Or like figure skating or
There's so many
Figure
sports.
skating is obviously though very athletic.
Yeah, but you can make that argument about racing the same way.
I don't know though. See, sometimes you see guys climbing out of it. You're like,
Golf.
This dude is not coming to the Olympics.
Golf. We're losing all our following right now.
But I think
Every
people that
sport.
follow racing would be like, they can understand this,
Yeah.
right? This argument. For sure, we're not getting figure skater fans on this. And I'm saying they are
It
athletic.
comes back down to awareness. Like our jobs, we go through a lot of people who don't know a lot about racing. They all leave saying like, "How do you guys do it? Like, how do you guys drive for so long? It's so physical." Like,
Right.
So I think it's just awareness. Like you get people soaking in the sport, and they'll get it. Like
Yes.
big heavy metal, like lots of intensity, lots of focus, lots of heat.
Lots of focus.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. The focus thing.
Oh, yeah.
I can't. They're like after 90 minutes is like, good thing I didn't do
Sweating.
2 sessions.
Yeah.
I'm brain mush.
Right.
You know, and it's like, yeah, it's a lot of senses. That's why we talk about triple stinting. How long is that? How long is triple stint? 4.5 hours?
Yeah, I don't know.
4.5 hours. Like I can drive easily from LA to San Francisco.
Yeah.
Easily. And that's a 5.5 hour drive.
Yeah.
If I triple stint 4.5 hours in a race car, I don't want to come out of my cave for a
year.
month, a year. Like I don't want to see people. Like it hurts like my inner soul. It really gets down in there. So like, it's just understanding that like, I think you said it. It's the difference between like walking a marathon and sprinting a marathon.
Right.
There's a massive difference between the two. You can't sprint a marathon. That's endurance
Yeah,
racing.
exactly. It's managing that.
Yeah. Car can't make it. Shouldn't make it. Why would it go 25 hours? Because we haven't talked about 25 on the podcast.
No, I know. I don't know. I don't know how it does it.
Our car finished in 4th gear.
That's it.
Only fourth.
Only
gear.
4th, right? Or
No, it's
did it have?
fifth.
Oh, really?
5th gear.
Because it's the only gear we didn't use.
Yeah. So for like the last 2 or 3 hours, ridiculous.
Yeah. And how many things failed? Like,
A lot. And we still finished second and like did more laps. And if we did that many laps like the last 5 years, we would have won. It's just
right.
The team at BS was very efficient as well.
Very efficient and, didn't have a big, heavy lugger.
No.
Grocery getter, as you called it. We drove 25 hours of grocery getter.
Intense grocery getting.
Imagine a minivan race.
I would love that.
I know you would.
The more ridiculous, the better for me.
Macon racing.
Maca.
That would be a good one to do for like our little video too, like a Macon racing filmed while we're conversing. That'd be pretty fun.
Would it cost a lot of money to do that?
Yo, live. Yeah, do like a live podcast while we're macupping.
No, but I'm talking about real macup.
Oh, really?
I thought
That would probably be very expensive. Yeah.
No, trial run macup.
Maybe we can get Porsche
at the
to-
Sims.
Yeah. Sim
Okay.
racing in Macon SUVs is the move while
Yeah.
we're conversing about
podcasting.
life-changing topics.
Like you have to finish your sentences. Like you get deducted. Like you get a time penalty if you can't finish.
And
your
then screen
sentence.
record it from like the master TV.
Yeah.
So we can see the race.
Oh yeah,
good.
that'd be cool.
It'd be really cool. Just a nice little
You
one
put on
race.
YouTube.
Thousand
too.
retweets if you want to see that.
$10,000 donation. That'd be a good time.
We were gonna go into. We kind of talked about it. We didn't dive into it enough though. We talked about the hair coif, the perception of racing, and a little bit of the open. We kind of just really like attacked open wheel racing.
Attacked
Yeah.
it big time.
We attacked it.
Roasted us.
You guys roasted each other. I barely. Had to say anything.
I felt your
Disdain.
The
yeah.
wrath.
Well, your heat was just like really getting close.
Casted a spell.
I will admit, when I go to the track, I see like the open wheel. There's a different attitude that they carry with themselves, and I just like roll my eyes at them. That's just a general opinion.
So do you roll your eyes at me when I show up to the track?
If I didn't know you, I have to be like, this fucking guy.
This
you know?
guy, Jesus. But
TJ would probably see you and like whip his hair and walk away.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
Yeah.
Oh, stallion, hop on his stallion
Yeah.
and like horse back to the
but in
trailer.
reality, what am I
Wearing his
thinking?
suit and-
In reality, what am I thinking?
You're probably thinking
I don't know, colors.
Squirrel.
I wonder if I could get to the moon if I did. I don't know, some weird space stuff.
I press
Like
the
if I
clutch.
win this race, like how much closer would that get me to the moon?
Yeah. Could I get a rocket ship?
Oh
I
gosh.
put my race winnings together, which is nothing.
Yeah.
So, but okay, perception though. We're talking like tech versus tradition, right?
Yeah.
We dove into it a little bit in the podcast, but I think we didn't dive into it enough, and I'd like to hear George's opinion.
So elaborate a little bit.
Like, we talk like car. I really enjoy like loud, fuel guzzling V8 cars that are not like very fuel efficient, like just
Right.
enough.
Yeah.
Just enough to like do a 2-stop strategy or whatever, 3-stop, but maybe even a 4-stop. I don't know.
I don't think about that at all, to be honest.
The loudness,
The
the carness, the badassness.
no, I do. Like I don't care that it
Oh, I'm
burns
not.
fuel in a way because it's the pinnacle.
Yeah,
Right?
but
You watch football, you see all the fireworks. You don't think about that, like right? Do you?
Is that bad for the environment? Fireworks?
Some people do.
Of course, it's bad. Yeah,
Fireworks are.
but you shrug it off because it's one event.
Tradition.
That's like it's one event.
Oh, it's kind of like being on a good diet, but then on Saturday
Having a cheat
night
meal.
you're
Yeah,
gonna go
exactly
ham,
like that. Just because I'm like accepting that doesn't mean I'm gonna go like start a wildfire.
kill
like,
whales, and
Exactly. It doesn't make it like right, but I'm not against it. Like I'm all down for like loud cars and if you have to do 45 pit stops, like
45 pit stops.
whatever it takes, like
Right. But like,
to get the show going.
but your take is that Joey is that like potentially part of the problem with racing is that it's inherently just wasteful,
Yeah. And,
and that's why no fans are.
well, yeah, we've been talking about like the trend of progress
Of life, yeah.
is leading towards like, oh, that's dumb. Like that's wasteful. Like you're just burning fuel and rubber. Like what's the point of that? We should be doing something that's like could better, I don't know. I just see progress going away from racing,
Yeah.
especially in the States. Like it's like we're going to be, I feel like in 50 years, they're going to be like race car drivers. Oh, like that's like,
Barbaric.
yeah, barbaric stuff where they're like jousting or something. Like that's how we look at jousting. That's how they're gonna look at race car drivers.
But how good of a movie was A Knight's Tale?
it's
So
one of my
good.
favorite
Right?
movies.
We should watch that.
Yeah, we should.
So much to do.
But
We gotta watch
can't
Harry
go.
Potter,
but
A
do you
Knight's
watch
Tale,
that? and
Lord of
you're
the
like,
Rings.
We should all start getting on horses and hitting each other with sticks. No,
Yeah,
you just
but
watch
I
it.
think there's.
To
I'm
be
gonna see
honest,
a
though,
revival
like-
soon. I see that coming.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it
Let's do
down
it with cars.
Westwood Boulevard. Jousting match.
A horse.
Imagine if you woke up and you drove down to the gas station and
No
you
horse.
couldn't get to the gas station because there was a giant mob watching a jousting
That'd
match.
be awesome.
What prevents you from having a horse? It's like you're given right to have a horse on Westwood. On your horse.
Seriously, like
Officer,
you
you
can.
pulling me over? No.
No, definitely not. I'm protecting you. I mean, seriously, like that is, you can absolutely have a horse. It would be freaked out as hell. You would be lucky to get like just under the 405. It would take off. Like that's a bad idea. But I'm all for jousting.
See, there's gonna be someone having a podcast in like 50 years, and they're gonna be talking about how freaking weird it is.
Stupid the Cafe Machina podcast. Like,
Just
But
these guys
going
in
back to
cars.
your topic, you can pick at any sport society wants to pick at and destroy it in that sense. Like the Olympics, putting them on, building the stadiums, abandoning them. Every sport has its side to where like if you want to destroy it, you can.
Yeah.
If you want to say that like society's not for it, putting together the Super Bowl, putting together the World Cup, there's people starving in all these countries.
Yeah.
And they're spending those really small countries are spending a lot of their resources towards going to the World Cup, and
Right.
and there's people dying, like Brazil. Like, you could literally do that about any sport, and I think it just depends on how much support there is for that sport.
Yeah.
So racing doesn't have that much support, so it's like when that attack comes, because they do attack it. When the World Cup was in Brazil, there was a lot of attacks towards the new expensive stadiums, but there's so much support that like they held their ground.
Yeah. I mean, that's absolutely true. But with racing, you're literally like just lighting gas on fire and rubber. And I don't know, like you do that, like when you transport all the football equipment, like there does that stuff happens, but I don't know. I guess in America, it's not as
Well, just smog is worse than, you can have 10,000 races, and that's better than one day of smog in LA. Like,
Right.
I think it
and
just depends how
the
bad you
classic,
want to roast it.
the
Like,
classic argument is that like the development that racing has added to the automobile industry
for sure, yeah.
has
will
reduced smog
offset it.
emissions way more than
It'll
offsetting.
offset it for sure.
At least, at minimum, offset the cause it has on, air pollution.
yeah.
But I think a lot of these things, they require like you to, because it's very easy to look at racing from the outsider's perspective, which often that's all you get now. That's all you get is the outsider's public opinion type thing, where they just see this is so wasteful, like electric vehicles, where like I will have like an engineer or something, a former engineer from Tesla or someone that can provide me like actual statistics on the actual footprint that it had on creating a battery.
Well, everyone says it's worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
I want to hear like actual facts though, because that
Right.
needs to be put out there like the contrary, because everybody just believes that gasoline vehicles are inherently wasteful compared to electric, right?
when the production of
When the
stuff.
production is like so much more violent to our air, the argument becomes,
Do you think NASCAR is
arbitrary.
going to go away from V8s?
I don't know.
I think that's.
Are they thinking about
I think
it?
that shows that society won if that happens,
Oh yeah, you're right.
because that's
mean,
like the fundamentals of NASCAR. V8 racing, like Australian V8 doesn't have V8s.
I mean,
anymore.
they don't use data.
It's just super. Australian V8 is now
Didn't
supercars,
you tell me that?
right?
You don't
Yeah.
use data.
Either do you. You don't even have predictive in your car.
We don't use data in Pro Mazda.
It's insane. But the other thing
Did you have predictive?
No. What
See?
is that? What is that?
Yeah, see, it's not prevalent in open wheel. Dude,
Yeah,
yeah,
We're
like,
not snotty.
game
We're
changer?
raw.
yo, in the Mazda 3, listen, if you guys are track day folk or whatever, first thing, actually, no, I take that back. Learn how to drive the car however you feel you're quick, right? Learn, feel it. Don't
Don't
use,
spend a lot of time doing that.
don't use any data.
Yeah.
Just have someone direct you that's knowledgeable, such as Joey. Have him coach you remotely over Skype. That's probably the best
From
way.
Patagonia.
From Belize.
If anybody offers you to engineer or coach you remotely with Skype, tell them to F off. By the way, like if you actually are in the market, never do that.
Never do that.
But for real,
And if you do, log onto my website.
I have a portal that will take you to my coaching page. Actually, they'll use our Amazon portal on cafemachina.com if you have to
Okay.
buy on Amazon. Anyways, what was I saying?
I don't know.
Brain fried. Long day.
Wait,
It's
I
gone.
had such a good point.
This is classic.
Something about coaching.
Oh,
If
yeah.
somebody
okay.
asks you
So
to
data.
coach them from-
Data. Data.
Oh yeah, stay with your no data thing. Have someone
Not for
intelligent that knows
long.
about. No.
For like
the-
a minute.
okay, not a minute. Like your first year, don't rely on data.
First 2 sessions,
When
no data.
when the driver
Then data.
no, when the driver all of a sudden thinks he's hot shit, overlay with the pull time from last year,
Oh, there you go.
What? And then?
he'll realize like he's 17 miles an hour.
But that's not going
slower
to do any
than speed.
good.
No. It's just surprising. Their ego will like
Why do you want that?
no, because they're
want-
going from track day to like, okay, we're communicating, he's understanding. Now he's like thinking he's good. Shatter that, then build him back up. But my point is, don't give him predictive until year 2. If you rely on predictive, you don't.
I disagree.
I have a different perspective too.
No data.
Do you
Mine's
know
more
what predictive is yet? Because he started.
dude, it's like
explained
the
it.
iRacing one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or minus 1/10.
Yeah.
minus 2/10. I think it's
It
like
scares you.
the moment to start using data is when you're consistent. The second you're consistent, even if you're 45 seconds off, you can start using data because
That's a good point. Way better than yours, TJ.
that's what I say to the track day guys because
Fine.
when it's not consistent, it's like flukes. So you're comparing their best lap, which was like did something they've never done or they're never going to do again, to like something pole lap. So when you talk about like, oh, the way you got off the gas, it's not relevant to their driving
Yeah.
because they just did it once. Like we've all done that where it just, oh, that
I
was
have
really
no
quick.
idea how I did that. Yeah.
Yeah, and when it's consistent, like even if it's consistently bad, you can overlay that with themselves and like, oh, there we go. There's a little bit. See that lap you did this. Let's do that. And you can just like, keep nitpicking. But if you like put that 45-second lap off to pole, it's like,
Wait, are you saying
oh my
he's
god,
45 seconds off?
well, like
Is that why you keep
okay,
saying that?
10 seconds off or something.
Yeah.
He is 45 seconds off.
Are they racing at Spa or that was
Le Mans,
Buttonwillow,
Le Mans, yeah.
the short track of Buttonwillow?
Oval.
I feel like if you're a lot of times before I went to data, what I thought was faster was
Wasn't.
often wrong.
Yeah.
And so it really teaches you like just like in sim racing, because you have that always, it teaches you the little nuances like, oh my gosh, like my
Wait.
hand's like this.
Yeah,
what
for
year
sure.
though were you biting on that?
Second year.
Yeah. So I got one thing right.
But I
Tell
mean,
me how I'm right.
Tell me how good I am.
I don't know. I would encourage it, early and often. But yeah, I wouldn't rely on it until you're consistent. Like that's
Yeah.
a
It's
very
very
good point.
easy
Yeah.
to overdo it on data too.
For sure.
To like
I've been down that
read
road.
it too much.
I've been down that road. At a certain point, guys, like data does not apply. It's telling you information about how rubber meets the road, but you tell all the rubber to do what it does. So many things are like anecdotal, where like, I can't tell you, like you test with someone else and you think like, this is the limit, like it feels like it's it. Then you
Yeah.
get like a pro guy, second year, whatever. And it's like, oh,
Do you think right seat coaching is better than data?
100%.
Really?
I think a mixture. I shouldn't say 100%.
I'd say to get it rolling, but then data.
If he's like,
Data and video.
how far off is he when you're right seating? When you start?
Like I say, till he's on the line, like first few days in the car, right seat, then data, because then it's them. It's their real driving. Like, how many times have you had it where you're coaching and you're like, this guy's doing really good. You don't say something. It's
And
like,
he's like, what happened?
like, what? Same driver? No way.
If I was really coaching him though, I would tell him like, okay, every time I stop talking, you can't do this. So
No,
like
for sure,
learn
but-
how to
Yeah.
do this. I mean,
I think you let them be true to themselves and like,
yeah.
you see stuff from outside the car you don't see inside the car.
Here's the thing. How many pro drivers had right seat coaches?
Just to get the ball rolling.
None. I would reckon very,
Very few, yeah.
very few would have had a right seat coach.
How many can have
You
somebody
can't.
that can get them to go quicker? I think 0. Like,
What do you mean?
okay, like you have like, for example,
Like a coach or?
yeah, say you have someone that's 6/10 off in a GT car. Do you think you can get a coach in there that'll tell them where their 6/10 is? Definitely not. No way. I bet you'll make them go slower. Like,
If it's a coach that just comes out of nowhere.
no, like, yeah, in general, like a driver coach that will sit with that driver and tell him where.
Talk him through
I'm
it.
sure he'll be like, yo, turn 1.
Yeah, he
it
literally
feels
just had
slow.
every driver coach like turn this off.
No, like if they're in the right seat to a driver that's 6/10 off, I bet you'd be like, turn 1, you're not carrying enough minimum speed. When you look at the data and it's like, I'm losing it in turn 12, not turn 1. It's not
Oh.
at turn 1.
Oh, you're saying a right seat coach?
Yeah, right seat coach. You have to
Oh.
do that through data, for sure.
What if you had a real time data on your phone as you're right seating? That would be the move.
That's the move.
As a
Well, or
coach.
Car
just
sick for sure.
or just relay.
What'd you say?
Get
Relay
car
to the
sick
pits.
for sure.
That's F1. Yeah, F1 they have like the live data, and they just like, oh, you're losing 3/10 to Max Verstappen in sector 3.
Right, but see, like a noob has
No, that's
no
illegal.
idea what to do with that, though.
Right.
You're like 3/10. Oh, great. Yeah, sure. I
What
believe
is
it.
that? 22 newtons. Like just something super
Is that
random.
centimeters? Like I don't. Like I've seen
Such
pretty
a good
close.
point.
I mean, yeah, like that's true. To any like person listening, 3/10 probably means like a unit of measurement that could be length.
A potato.
Yeah, like you're losing 3 potatoes to Verstappen in sector 2. What's sector 2? Is that like the quarter sector of an apex?
Oh gosh.
Seems pretty close.
What's the apex?
So much jargon.
Oh gosh. So now that you're going away from Porsche, we should talk about your highlights too. That'd be kind of a fun one. What's been your your best moment without saying names, but like what's something that you're just like, is this you're joking?
Is this real?
Is this real? Because this is, you have a motorsport crowd, so they're probably gonna get a kick out of this.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been there not long, and I've had a couple.
Lean in a little bit. Get
There's
this on mic too. Just get everything leaned in. We want you in this thing.
I gotta pee soon, by the way.
Just pee
For all
under
the listeners.
pee under the desk.
We one of the good ones was like, it was like probably lap 20 of this guy, and like he wanted to get it so bad, but he didn't. And we're going in the first corner in the front straight. You have all day to think about it, and very seriously said, right or left here.
No.
Into the kink.
You're kidding.
And I'm just
Like a very obvious corner.
yeah,
too.
like I was like, I couldn't even. He's like, oh right, yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about this one. I was like, what? Like that was lap 20. It was just completely baffling.
That's a pretty good one. That's a hard one to beat.
Yeah,
really.
20 laps into it.
Like
Which way again?
Yeah, this way. That was unbelievable. I don't know. I definitely had some moments, of just. I don't know, where I saw Jesus, saw the light. I had a guy tell me, I said, you're about to we're getting close to wrecking this car. And, we don't want to do that. Like, yeah, like.
What corner do you want to do it?
Indy would be fun.
Yeah. But I was just telling him, I don't, we don't want that to happen. He's like, I don't care. I can wreck this car. Like, I could buy this whole place if I wanted to.
What?
And I had to tell him, yo, but you can't, tell that to my mom. Like, you can't buy my life.
Yo,
Dang.
did you say sponsor me?
Sponsor.
Yo, Indy Lights ride, bro.
There we go.
No.
That's the plug. Once
was
you put your
terrible.
heart on the line like that,
He was
I could pay
terrible.
for the whole.
But yeah, those are probably my two,
That sounds terrible. That
Yeah,
sounds really
it was
horrible.
That sounds brutal. I'm glad I'm not full time. Because I feel like I get sifted out of I don't have enough
sample data.
yeah, to get that extreme. What about tell the concussion story, Joey?
Oh god, that's the best story.
Oh man.
I can't. It hurts my ears. When
You're
I
the
hear it.
only
I don't
guy.
know if I can talk on this.
Why not?
Because it's still, I don't know, they haven't really resolved the issue yet.
Well, they've resolved it here.
It's
in
resolved in our brains.
There's nothing to resolve. Let's put it that way.
Basically, someone may have injured themselves
While driving themselves.
while driving themselves, doing launch
That happens
control
often.
and
but-
braking. I don't know how you do that, but
So he's figuring that it rattled his brain so much from
Yeah.
launch control
The
and a Turbo
G-forces.
S, right?
yeah.
So let's first start it with it. Joey unsold a Turbo S. He unsold one.
Unsold
How much
the
does
car.
it? How much does a Turbo S retail for?
A lot.
Around 200
Around $200, right?
grand.
Yo,
But you did him a favor because honestly, he would have trashed the brand for forever.
mhm.
Then go.
He accelerated so hard, he got a concussion. That's classic.
Did he blame it on you?
Yeah, it was absolutely my fault.
That asthma laugh, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can go into
Project
it yet,
O2.
but
Little plug.
Plug.
there.
that's a story we'll save for a 2 years later podcast after
Sounds
I
good.
make it out clean.
Right. so
Although we
actually-
just said the story, but
No, there's way more
I know.
details that are just
right
gold.
with the,
That's a little cliffhanger.
the dog and
Yeah.
right. Was there a dog?
Yeah.
there's a dog.
Is there a concussion?
and the unselling of a car.
A $200,000 car. So okay,
we'll
we're
leave
leaving
that
a bunch of
cliffhanger.
cliffhangers. But to end it, Joey, you're going on a journey.
Yes.
You're going like on a walkabout for cars.
Yeah.
So it's like a car about.
Yeah. But I want it to be not just me, but like other people's passion too. So like, cause my guests that are coming with me, like it's like
There's gonna be
rock climbers and surfers and fishermen or
That's us.
architects. Or,
You taking them to car stuff, they'll take you to their stuff.
Yeah,
That'd be
exactly.
Really
So
cool.
you're gonna become
'Cause
an architect and like
maybe like I'm gonna try whatever they come. I'm gonna try. If
Yeah.
it's like a ballerina, I'm gonna do some
dude.
ballet.
I think you have a future in that.
She's a
honestly.
stripper.
But
Stripping. You have to experience the culture.
exactly. Let's
Mom,
experience
Dad,
it.
I can explain.
That's how, yeah.
This is
Wow.
how I express myself.
It's really big in their culture. Like you don't understand. Like
Yeah.
you would have to be there.
You don't get me.
Right.
College is different now.
But yeah, I guess you can say like I'm kind of washed up or never really made it in racing. So this is like my soul searching passion thing that I'm doing. And I want to do that for other people as well. Like if they're not really sure what they're doing and they want to find out more with, you know, maybe they're a politician, maybe they're like whatever their niche is, like let's go find out more about that on this like
Journey.
on this journey.
Yeah, like you get you find more about the world. Definitely like traveling the world. We found it's like you get a sense of like the worldliness thing,
Yes.
which is
you
very
get out of the bubble, you pop it.
yes.
Now, how many
get out of
times
the
do you
US
have
bubble.
like an experience where you do something and you're like, that was life changing?
Yeah.
And then you're gonna force like thousands of those within like a year span.
know.
Like you're
Pretty
gonna have
much
so
every
many of
minute.
those are gonna be like,
Like this is
revelations.
life changing.
Like I used to think that was important.
Yeah.
Nah, like this is important.
Social media
I'll have a
marketing.
lot
Are you
of-
kidding me?
I have a lot of
Don't
stories for this podcast.
It's gonna be good.
Like,
Hopefully you're not filtered and tell us everything about how you kill someone with a the spoon.
with your pot. This is blunt force trauma. That's what I was thinking. I was like, you chose the pot for like
spear.
like.
Yeah, you guys are worried about animals. I'm worried- No, that's not.
You're
You gotta worry about
people?
animals, of course.
Yeah.
Water though, that's good though.
Mhm.
I don't really know what I would use to.
What's gonna
fill
be
up
your natural source of water?
the pot?
Oh, on the
Like a
on the
purifier?
trip,
He's got the thing.
I got a tank.
Water
I got a
purifier?
sink. Yeah, it has a purifier and it has a
So you're not gonna die.
UV light, so like it zaps all the buggies.
How are we gonna get a hold of you?
We
died.
we're offline. The camera.
All right, we're in. It's just gonna be audio.
I can't hear myself.
Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah, I can now.
Okay, that's it.
Whack.
The
We're
video's
done.
The video's done.
Yeah, there's no more room
Okay.
in that SD card. So, unless we took the time,
No.
we're not gonna take the time. Thank God. I forgot what I was saying.
We're signing out. We're leaving. We're saying our goodbyes.
We're saying our goodbyes.
Goodbye.
You're saying goodbye, to
Goodbye.
me for
You
now.
say goodbye to the
I'm-
world,
Goodbye, world.
to the USA,
Wait, let your voice resonate.
land of the free.
Goodbye, world.
Is that a musical?
You gotta do a really, really good sign off. Like,
All right. Well, it's been real Porsche. It's been real estates. It's been real TJ, Jorge. You guys can follow me, at Gas Half Full, gashalffull.com. Follow the stuff there. But, geez, I don't really know what the heck I'm doing. But here we go.
Signing out.
I'm signing out. I'm out of here.
where are you going?
I'm probably just gonna make it to
Wait,
like TJ.
did
Be
you-
like, I'm done.
Did you ever tell where you were going? Like actually, you just said like you're
Yeah.
driving.
Across the world. Yeah. Well, first
Are you
stop's
driving across the
Patagonia.
world?
Patagonia's first step, but hopefully I'll keep
Cross
going.
over to Africa.
Tell
Back
them.
up.
Okay. If everything goes perfectly, I'm going to drive to the tip of South America. I'm going to ship the van over to Africa. From Africa, driving into Europe. From Europe into the Middle East, into the East, and then down into Australia, and then figure out from there, either ship it into Russia and drive it closer to Alaska, or just ship straight to Alaska and
Okay.
Alaska back down. Full loop.
If Flaco
The
makes
van.
it
Flaco's the van.
right.
Yeah.
If Flacco makes it that far,
That'll be a
Flacco
feat,
goes
dude.
in the Van Hall of Fame
Puts in a museum.
First of all,
for
Yeah.
sure, museum, which will be that building that gets turned into museum. He's gonna be
The Flaco Museum.
on the rooftop.
Just
We're gonna
what?
helicopter
Yeah.
him in. He's gonna be on the top floor. He's gonna
gonna
have his own
die a hero.
estate
Yeah.
right there.
You'll give him a hug. You'll be like, oh my gosh.
If you make it to
A
Alaska,
hug.
I promise to go to Alaska. It's a deal.
Yeah, or like, wow, man, that's so much.
I
It's not
know.
that much for Flacco.
Yeah,
though.
follow your dreams, kids. That's what you got to sign off with.
Follow your dreams, kids. Don't do drugs. Stay in school.
Joey
Unless
out.
you want to have fun.
Then
Joey out.
Don't do any of that. Cafe Machina.
Peace.